So the rest of my makeup. Hello, so for today's video we're going to be talking about new Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. So I was going to do a first impression on this, but unfortunately the video was so blurry, like it focused behind me and it wasn't focused on me. So yeah, that's why it's not first impression anymore. So obviously I have used this twice now, so this will be the third time trying it out, so you can see what it looks like with different stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off camera quickly and I'm going to leave you with little videos of Mark, and he's like the Hourglass global artist, so you can sort of see what he says about the foundation and things like that, so you get more of an idea of what it's about and how to use it kind of thing. So yeah, I'm going to do that first.
No primer is needed, and I'll tell you why. The innovation behind this formula is that there are these coated pigments that glide effortlessly onto the skin. So think about this. Think about pigments that are individually coated with their own adhesive. And the purpose of a primer is that primers keep your foundation on longer. They adhere whatever you put on top of them to your skin. Well, we've taken that out. We don't want any barrier. So what you're going to do is moisturize your skin so there's a nice, soft, moisturized, hydrated slip to the skin. And I'm going to walk you through how much of this product you should use. So let's take a look. I have half a pump here. That's all I have. Half a pump is going to cover your entire face. And let me show you how pigmented this foundation really is. Do you see that? How does Vanish Stick differ from Vanish Liquid? So you're thinking Vanish Stick, it gives you that buildable coverage. You get medium to full usually, but you could sheer it out if you really want to. However, Vanish Liquid is going to be instant full coverage. So we cannot reiterate that enough. It is about the coverage. However, because it's weightless on the skin, half a pump, once you get that half a pump, you want to actually dab it directly onto the skin first. So anywhere you need it, whether it's through the center of the face, if you have more redness, any discoloration in the skin, start the application by dabbing it onto the face first. Then you will grab your tool of choice and blend it in place. And the reason being is we want the pigments and we want the formula to be closest to the skin and then get distributed evenly. Whereas if we pick up the product from our hand and apply it that way, we're actually not going to get a nice even distribution of color and pigment. That is going to be the best results that you can get, and you'll find that you'll use a lot less product. Okay? The other option that you have is our beautiful number 2 foundation brush. So this was actually our first foundation brush. Some people may have forgotten about it or never knew about it. The beautiful thing about this is if you want a very soft, diffused coverage, you're still going to get a lot of coverage, but it'll be diffused and a little even lighter weight. This gives you that flexibility. So do you see how flexible the bristles are? So this will just lightly feather the foundation on. And I can even show you guys. The flexibility of the flatter, wider surface area just glides the product around. So you can see it's covering, but it's just a lighter weight. Okay, let's go to, and if you want to use your beauty blender, you can absolutely do that. And that'll add a little more luminosity because of the water that you use in your beauty blender to plump it up.
So he obviously did say that you don't need any primer with this foundation. So for today, because I want to see how it works with other things, and you can also see how it works on my skin and how it looks on my skin. So this is the Dermalogica Ultracalming serum. So I did try the Dermalogica calm water gel, and you'll see how my skin looked later on when I do like check-ins for this. Like, I'll leave the video up of how it looked so you can see how my skin looked for that. So yeah, I'm going to go in with this instead. I'm just going to apply that all over. Okay, so it also did say that you only need half a pump for full coverage, and he's completely right about that. You literally need a small amount and it will cover the entire face. It looks absolutely beautiful. So I already know that I prefer it with the brush. So this is a Spectrum B01, so it's quite densely packed. Whereas obviously if you want sort of like a different finish, you can use different things. So obviously you can use something like this, which is more packed. You can use a beauty blender, or you can use like a more softer brush. Hourglass do recommend that you use one of their brushes with it, but obviously their brushes are like £50 alone, and I just don't have that kind of money, especially for a brush. So we're going to apply this to half the face so you can see the difference between the coverage and stuff. So actually I am going to take it onto a palette and then I'll take it onto the face. So this is it. This is all I'm going to use to cover my entire face. So you just want to do little dots, mainly concentrating in the areas where you want the most pigment. And then rather than buffing it out, I like to sort of swirl the brush. So I picked up the shade Bisque. And I usually use the shade Porcelain in the stick, but it can run a little bit pink on my skin. Whereas I've got quite a pink face, but my neck is very yellow, so that's why I picked this undertone. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like with the foundation on. So right off the bat, it is literally full coverage to the max. It is super beautiful. So this is obviously the side with no foundation on. So I've got a little bit of spots going on because I tried a different serum / primer and my skin reacted badly to it. So that's why we've got a lot of issues going on down here, and it's covered it really well. Obviously I need to cover this side. But yeah, it's definitely full coverage. It's definitely more full coverage than the stick. The stick is probably medium to high, like you can probably get it to full, but I like the stick because it has that, you can sort of do as you please with it. So you could be like, oh okay, I want a little bit less coverage, and you can apply a lighter amount, or you can go in with a sponge instead of a brush and things like that. But yeah, obviously this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to finish up the other side of my face. And this foundation also retails for £51, and you do get 1 fluid ounce, which is standard in a foundation. In the Vanish stick, you actually don't get that much product, and I think it retails for about £42, depending where you shop, I think. So as you can see, I've actually still got a little bit of product left over, and I'm getting complete full coverage. I think it's absolutely beautiful how this looks. This is probably one of the favourite ways to use this so far. I did try it with, like I said, the calm water gel. So you'll see that later on in the video. And I also tried it with the Nip and Fab Rose Gold Essence, which is like a serum / primer. And then I set it with a little bit of setting spray. And you'll obviously see that as well later on in the video, how that come out. But so far I feel like this is the best one for me, because I have quite oily skin, but obviously we'll see how it goes throughout the day, because it can look quite, not flat, but it has like a little bit of dewiness to it now. But at the end of the day, I'm getting quite oily, so that's why I prefer like some sort of serum, just to sort of keep it at bay. But obviously I'm going to set it with a mattifying powder as well to see how we get on with that. So yeah, this looks really, really nice. Yeah, full coverage. So I'm just going to put on the rest of my face, and then I'll chat with you after. So the rest of my makeup is on, so I'm just going to set the face now. So I'm going to take the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. So I'm just going to take that on an e.l.f. stippling brush. I'm actually just going to dust that around the face. Then I'm just going to take some Badescu facial spray, spritz that on top. And then just heat it up with the Urban Decay All Nighter Pollution Protection Setting Spray. Okay, so this is the completed look with everything on, and I'm definitely preferring it with the serum already. I feel like I just look less glowy already. Maybe because the serum's not so I mean, it's hydrating, but obviously the calm water gel is like maxed up to the next level, hence the water gel. So yeah, I really like how this looks at the minute because I was so unsure of this foundation. I definitely still prefer the stick, I'm going to tell you straight up now. I love the stick. I think the stick's the best thing ever. Like, I just don't think it can be beaten, even with Hourglass doing a liquid formula. But this looks so nice, like, especially with the serum. I feel like it looks so much better. So it's definitely about finding some moisturiser that definitely works for your skin, because obviously the calm water gel, if I've got oily skin, obviously it's going to draw more hydration through, which obviously isn't the best for me with my foundation, but I love it as skincare. So yeah, I definitely think it looks super nice at the minute. We're going to do a check-in time. So the check-in time is 4:10 basically. And yeah, I feel like it just looks so nice. Even like my pores on my nose look smaller, and usually I have to put like a bit of a little pore fillings kind of primer on, but I feel like they definitely look smaller. So yeah, this is the completed look. So when we do a check-in later on, obviously I'll give you a rundown of how this is going, and then I'll upload the other 2 videos, and I'm going to also put in a video of side by side of the Hourglass stick and the Hourglass foundation. I'm not going to put it to the test in this video because I'm going out and I have porcelain in the stick and obviously bisque in the liquid, so they're completely different colours. But I will do like side comparisons one day. Well, yeah, one day. I haven't done it yet, obviously. This is going to get edited and stuff. So you can see what it looks like side by side. So yeah, we'll do check-ins later on. Okay, so the check-in time is basically 10 to 11, and this is what the foundation looks like. So I still feel like I'm super oily on my forehead, even though I've set it with a matting powder. So if you've got really oily skin, then I know they're like no primer needed, that I would hit it up with some sort of mattifying thing, because you are going to be dewy by the end of the day. And I mean, this foundation hasn't been on for that long, so yeah, I definitely would recommend something with it. It's all on my nose, it's kind of oily. This down here is like a little bit of highlighter, so that's my own fault. But yeah, I still feel like it looks really nice. I think it's a beautiful foundation, but if you're like deciding between this and the foundation stick, for me personally, I'd say go with the stick, just because I love how that looks, and obviously you'll see the difference when you see the next clip. But yeah, so I'm going to insert the rest of the clips. And looking at it, it's looking really nice still actually. It's looking a little bit sort of shiny on the forehead area. But I mean, all in all, it's looking really nice. I feel like once I set it with a setting spray, it'll look beautiful. I just feel like a setting spray makes the world of difference. So yeah, I'm really impressed. It's looking nice. On my chin it was looking a bit dry, but now my natural oils have come through. It's not looking so bad under there. Not cakey around my nose or anything. Obviously it's oily on my nose. So even though they said no primer, I might have to try maybe a primer or a different moisturiser, because I feel like that moisturiser is hydrating. So yeah, maybe not the best for someone that has a bit of oily skin. So I did do this again because I lost the footage for the other one. So this is, I think, like the 5th time now trying it. And no matter what I do, like, I always just look really oily on my forehead and on my nose. Maybe I need to blot with it. I don't think I've ever blotted in my life. I just don't know why. I just never felt that I got that oily from a foundation. So I think it's so beautiful, like, especially when it goes onto the skin. But at the end of the day, I am just an oily mess. So yeah, I do love it. Definitely prefer the stick still. Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed.